Hello, this is J.D. Stevens, and I want to welcome you to the Young Writers Hymn Writing Series. In this lesson, we're going to be thinking about why we sing as an act of worship, and specifically writing songs. As a warm-up, what is your favorite song? Just pause the video and take a couple of seconds to think about that, and then resume the video. So what made that song your favorite? Just pause the video and take a couple of seconds to think about that, and then resume the video. So what made that song your favorite? Was it the overall idea? Was it a strong phrase that just hit you just right? Or was it even the musical arrangement? It's just beautiful. Now let's take a step back and think about why we sing psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs. Of course, we are commanded to sing. We're directed to sing as a result of being filled with the Spirit in Ephesians 5:18 and 19. We have a horizontal purpose associated with singing, to build one another up, 1 Corinthians 14:26. And we have a vertical purpose. God is worthy of our worship, Revelation 4, verse 11. What other reasons might we have for singing psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs? Now I want you to think about why you want to write a song. After all, there are many, many songs out there. There are many that are well known. There are new songs and songs thousands of years old. There are songs on many topics and many songs on some topics. So there are many things we can sing about and many variations on ways to sing about them without needing to put in all the effort you are about to put in to write more songs. So, with that in mind, why do you want to write a song? Pause the video and spend a couple of minutes thinking about it, because this is very important. Then write your answer down and be ready to discuss it in class. Now that you've written your answer down, I want to pose a few different possible reasons. Is it because you want to be rich from your writing? Is it because you want the praise of people telling you how good your song is? Now, we wouldn't want to think those are the reasons behind us wanting to write a song. But we can look at ourselves and our reaction if any of those things don't happen. Are we disappointed? Then maybe that was part of the reason, and we need to think about that some more. Is it because you want to write a song that is sung frequently by countless churches across centuries? Do you want to write a song because you enjoy writing poetry, and this is one outlet, and you want that activity to have an eternal impact? Maybe it's because you have things you want to say, and no one has expressed those things in a way that really captures what is in your heart. Or maybe it's because you have a message that you want to share with others. Or because you have a message you want to be able to carry with you in a song from day to day. Or maybe at the end of the day, it's because you want to bring this as an offering to the Lord. So it's time for a reality check. Will your hymn be sung by churches across the world for centuries to come? Statistics say probably not, even for a great, wonderful, powerful, and effective song. And the best thing I can teach you is to encourage you to not only accept that, but embrace that. Your song may never be published in a paper hymnal or popular in summer camps or area-wide singings, but it might just be a glass of cold water to a fellow disciple in need of the message and encouragement you can give. Or it may just be a song you never share with anyone else but God, but it helps you draw nearer to Him. And if that is the case, I, for one, count myself blessed to have been some small part of that. And I think you will find blessing in having done it. Psalm 104, verse 33 says, I will sing to the Lord as long as I live. I will sing praise to my God while I have my being. So there we have a reason for singing. But look at verse 34. Let my meditation be pleasing to Him. As for me, I shall be glad in the Lord. Psalm 19, verse 14 similarly says, Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer. Both of these psalms are meditations on God's glory as shown in His creation. And Psalm 19 also shows His glory in His word. I believe these statements about meditation, and in Psalm 19, verse 14, the words of my mouth, that they're not just overarching, broad statements for pure thoughts and good words. But they were David's sincere specific desire regarding the words he had just written and the thoughts that he had just expressed. So these are words that a songwriter was saying to the Lord about his songwriting. Put in this perspective, writing a popular song, having it published or anything like that is thinking way too small. It's not nearly ambitious enough of a goal for a songwriter. At best, it's petty and vainglory for you. At worst, you'll be bitter when it doesn't happen, which is the most likely scenario. Your objective should be infinitely greater than writing the number one song in the church. Your song will be heard in the court of the King of Kings and the Ancient of Days. You are trying to please the Almighty with your meditation and your words, not by impressing Him, but through a humble offering. In Hebrews 13, verse 15, we read, "Let us continually offer up a sacrifice of praise to God, that is, the fruit of lips that give thanks to His name." So we have a lofty goal, but don't be intimidated. In Romans 8, verse 26, we read, "In the same way the Spirit also helps in our weakness, for we do not know how to pray as we should, but the Spirit Himself intercedes for us with groanings too deep for words. And He who searches the hearts knows what the mind of the Spirit is, because He intercedes for the saints according to the will of God." Our songs as sacrifices to the Lord will always be less than we wish they were, but they will be acceptable to Him, for He understands our weakness. We have examples of new songs in the Bible and the circumstances surrounding them being written, so we can get an insight as to why they were written. In Exodus chapter 15, after crossing the Red Sea and Pharaoh's army being destroyed, we read in verse 1, "Then Moses and the sons of Israel sang this song to the Lord and said, I will sing to the Lord, for He is highly exalted. The horse and its rider He is hurled into the sea. The Lord is my strength and song, and He has become my salvation. This is my God, and I will praise Him, my father's God, and I will extol Him. The Lord is my song." The song was inspired by the Lord, but is stated so much more powerfully than that. In Deuteronomy chapter 32, as a prophetic warning against unfaithfulness, before the people took the land, they had a song to sing, and we have a preface to it in chapter 31. In verse 19 we read, "Now therefore, write this song for yourselves, and teach it to the sons of Israel. Put it on their lips, so that this song may be a witness for me against the sons of Israel. For when I bring them into the land flowing with milk and honey, which I swore to their fathers, and they have eaten and are satisfied and become prosperous, then they will turn to other gods and serve them, and spurn me and break my covenant. Then it shall come about, when many evils and troubles have come upon them, that this song will testify before them as a witness, for it shall not be forgotten from the lips of their descendants. For I know their intent which they are developing today, before I have brought them into the land which I swore." So Moses wrote this song the same day, and taught it to the sons of Israel. So even when Israel had broken covenant with God and had turned to other gods, they would still have this song as a reminder to them. That's a powerful testimony to the power of a song. In Judges chapter 5, we have a new song, after Deborah, Barak, and Jael had victory over Sisera. In 2 Samuel chapter 1, David wrote a song to lament the death of Saul and Jonathan. In 2 Samuel 22, when the Lord had delivered David from the hand of his enemies and from Saul, again he wrote a song. And in Revelation chapter 5 and verse 9, we have a song, a new song, when the Lamb came before the court of the throne of God. So we see in the Bible these cases of new songs being written, and hopefully they'll help us think about our own purpose as we write songs. It's not an academic exercise, it's full of purpose. Your assignment for the first class will be to identify 3 topics to write about. And I want these to be new topics. If you already have a list of topics, that's great, but that can't be from that. This is an exercise in forced creativity. So, where do we get topics? Where do songwriters, hymnists, get their ideas from? Pause the video and just take a couple of minutes to think about where you could get ideas for song topics. So I hope you came up with a good long list of ideas that will hopefully help you as you're trying to come up with more ideas for songs. And also just bring your awareness to be thinking about topics for songs as you go throughout your day. Bring those ideas to class and we'll talk about those, and here's a few more. Song ideas can come from the world around you. They can come from conversations. It can come from sermons or situations, relationships, emotions that you feel, troubles, blessings, worries or hopes, and scriptures. These aren't ideas in themselves. These are just places that we can pay attention to where those ideas might come from. As a side note, as you're thinking about topics and ideas, songs can be joyful or sad, light and energizing or deep and contemplative. Neither is better than the other. In Romans 12, verse 15, we read, "Rejoice with those who rejoice, and weep with those who weep." So there's a time for all of these things. Your assignment for next time is to come up with 7 more ideas to round out your list of topics to at least 10. They don't all have to be your favorite ideas. You may not know how you would even make a whole song out of it, but come up with 7 more ideas. For these 7 ideas, you can use previous ideas that you had before this class, but out of all 10 ideas, at least 5 should be new, not ones you thought of before the class. If you have taken this class before, do this exercise again, but go for 10 all new topics. If you get stuck, think of your reason for writing and what topics would fit with that reason. For another exercise in creativity, if you really get stuck, flip your Bible open and point to a verse. No matter what it is, figure out how it could be a topic for a song. This isn't a method to find the best topic necessarily, but it will stretch your creative muscles. Or in your daily Bible reading, find a song topic for every reading that you do, no matter how unsong-like it seems. That's it for Lesson 1 of the Young Writer series. I want this series to be useful to anyone interested in writing a hymn, so please give me feedback in the comments. Up next is Lesson 2, Content, where we will think about how to narrow down to one topic to carry forward through the workshop. Thank you for watching, and may the words of your mouth and the meditation of your heart be acceptable in the sight of the Lord.